Traders at Access Bank say they expect a calm trading session at the bonds market as the Debt Management Office conducts a 150 billion naira bond auction across 3 tenors today. Tolulope Senbanjo, a team member of Treasury at Access Bank, joins us now to discuss activities in the fixed income and forex markets. Tolulope, thank you so much for your time. Let's start by just getting your assessment of this bond auction and how you think it's likely to play out. We're hearing that they would like to raise 150 billion naira.
Thank you so much, Wally. The bond auction to be conducted today by the DMO, 150 billion is on offer across 3 tenors, the 2028, 2036, and the 2050 maturities. Market is expecting a slight uptick in rates from where it closed at the last auction. At the last auction, we saw rates close at 11.6 on the 2028 maturity, 12.75 on the 2036, pardon me, and 12.8 on the 2050 maturity. So for this auction, market is expecting for the 2028 to close between 11.6 and 11.8. For the 2036, we're expecting between 12.75 and 12.9, while on the 2050s, we're expecting it to close in the range from 12.8 to about 13.1%. And we expect it to be oversubscribed as market is expecting the DMO to oversell at this auction, particularly as the need to borrow keeps growing. And we also saw that just yesterday, Nigeria concluded a zero bond issuance where they issued a total of $4 billion across 3 maturities as well. We have the 7-year, the 12-year, and the 30-year maturity. And we were able to raise $4 billion out of a book order of $12 billion. And they were able to keep the stop rate at 6.125 for the 7-year maturity, 7.375 on the 12-year, while the 30-year closed at 8.25%.
Right.
Just
okay.
Yes, Wally.
Just a quick point, though, on the significance of that Eurobond successful issue. At $4 billion, and we know that the low end of that was, in terms of the government's intention, was $3 billion. So you could suggest that they got $1 billion more than they planned to.
Yes.
Do you think that's significant in any way? And how does that play out in the local debt markets?
Yeah, so if you recall, initially the total amount that they are supposed to borrow is $6.6 billion. That's about 2.4 trillion naira that the approval was gotten for. But at the first issuance, they planned to issue $3 billion. But when the book size was in excess of $12 billion, they took the opportunity to issue about $4 billion. So there's still about $2 billion left for them to raise, which I think they will raise through the local market to fund the $5.2 trillion deficit, 5.2 trillion naira deficit of the budget for 2021. So in terms of significance, I think there's still more to borrow. So market is still expecting the DMO to come into our local markets to borrow the amount outstanding on what they need to carry out the budget activities.
Right. And given that quantum, how would that play out in terms of rate movement in your view?
Yeah, so the need to borrow obviously would trend rates upwards, but then that depends on the amount of liquidity available in the system. And we've seen from system liquidity this week, just about $27 billion is the system liquidity opening today. So we don't really see that liquidity that will drive a lot of demand at that auction. So if we don't see a lot of demand, it will also push the DMO to increase their rates just to meet their target borrowing.